You need to see this before October 6th. All chosen ones. Listen very, very closely. I have tried to warn you about the energetic gateways of 2025, but what is coming between October 6th and October 9th is on a completely different level. This is not just another full moon. This is a cosmic recalibration event, a final spiritual exam that will lock in your timeline for the rest of this decade. Do not miss this. The universe is about to ask you who you truly are, and your answer cannot be spoken in words. It must be demonstrated through your very essence, your actions, and your energy. Most people will wake up on October 10th feeling drained, confused, and locked into cycles they thought they had escaped, completely unaware that they failed a critical test during this narrow 4-day window. You are not most people. The fact that this message has found you is your first sign that you are being called to a higher path. Before we go any deeper into the 7 critical spiritual and physical mistakes you must avoid at all costs, I need you to anchor your energy and declare your intention to the universe right now. First, like this video to send a ripple of conscious energy into the collective. Second, subscribe and turn on all notifications, because the downloads and warnings will be coming daily during this period. And third, and this is the most important, type 999 in the comments below to signal to your higher self that you are completing a major soul cycle and are ready for divine intervention. Do it now. Anchor yourself in this frequency. This is your first act of conscious creation within this sacred container. Now let's understand the mechanics of what is truly happening. The full moon of October 6th, 2025, is a rare harvest blood moon in the warrior sign of Aries. This is not gentle, passive lunar energy. Aries is the sign of the self, the pioneer, the divine spark of I Am. This moon is illuminating your personal power, your sovereignty, and your sacred mission with the intensity of a celestial spotlight. But it's not happening in a vacuum. This lunar peak occurs while Saturn, the great cosmic taskmaster, forms a hard square to the lunar nodes, the axis of fate and destiny. This is a karmic crossroads of monumental proportions. Imagine you are walking a path, and you come to a fork. To the left is the path of your old karmic loops, the comfortable misery, the familiar struggles, the relationships and habits that keep you small. To the right is a path you cannot fully see, shrouded in mist, but you can feel a vibration of freedom, purpose, and 5D consciousness emanating from it. The Saturn node square is forcing you to choose, and the amplified energy of the Aries blood moon is pouring rocket fuel on whichever choice you make. There is no middle ground, there is no waiting. Your every thought, every word, every action, and every bite of food between October 6th and October 9th is a vote for which timeline you will be energetically bound to. This is why I had to create this warning. The forces of the old 3D matrix, fear, distraction, chaos, and division, will be at an all-time high, trying to trick you into choosing the left path by default. They will do this by triggering you, by making you feel tired, by tempting you with old comforts. The 7 mistakes we are about to cover are the 7 primary traps laid out by this lower density consciousness. Avoiding them is not just a suggestion, it is a spiritual imperative for every chosen one hearing this message. The first spiritual mistake, and arguably the most dangerous one during this 4-day portal, is engaging in low-frequency communication. This goes far beyond simply avoiding an argument. Under this amplified Aries lunar energy, your words become literal incantations. Your throat chakra becomes a broadcast tower for creation, and whatever you speak, you are commanding the universe to manifest with terrifying speed. Low-frequency communication includes gossip, complaining, judgment, self-deprecation, and arguing. Think about it. When you complain about your financial situation, you are not just venting, you are performing a poverty ritual. You are casting a spell of lack upon yourself. When you engage in gossip about another person, you are weaving a thread of negative karmic entanglement between you, them, and everyone who hears it, creating a sticky energetic web that is incredibly difficult to untangle. Arguing especially is poison during this window. An argument is a joint manifestation between 2 or more people to create a reality based on discord. It's a prayer for chaos. During the October 6th to 9th gateway, this energy doesn't just dissipate, it crystallizes. It becomes etched into your auric field and begins to attract circumstances that match its vibration. That fight you have with your partner about something small could lock in a pattern of conflict for years. That complaint about your boss could solidify your reality as a perpetual victim in your career. The universe is listening with a cosmic amplifier turned all the way up. Your job is to be the gatekeeper of your own mouth. You must practice what the ancient mystics called sacred silence, or when you must speak, conscious speech. This means every word that leaves your lips must be intentional. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? More importantly, is it creative? Does it build the reality you desire? Instead of complaining about what you lack, speak gratitude for what you have. Instead of gossiping, send silent blessings to the person who comes to mind. Instead of arguing, state your truth calmly, and then walk away, choosing to protect your peace above the need to be right. This is a profound spiritual discipline, and this full moon is the ultimate testing ground. The urge to react, to defend your ego, to vent your frustration will be immense. That is the test. Do you remain the sovereign creator of your reality, or do you become a puppet of old emotional programming? If you are ready to commit to sacred silence and elevate your frequency, to become a master of your own creative word, comment "I am a conscious creator" below to anchor this powerful intention. Let the universe know you are choosing the path of deliberate manifestation. This is your power, and now is the time to claim it fully. The second critical mistake is a physical one that has profound spiritual consequences: consuming dead or low vibrational foods and substances. Your physical body is not just a vehicle, it is a bioenergetic vessel. It is the sacred temple that houses your soul and receives cosmic information. During this intense energy shift, your body is attempting to download and integrate massive packets of 5D light codes, information activations and frequency upgrades from your higher self and the galactic core. For this process to happen smoothly, your vessel must be as clear and pure as possible. Consuming low vibrational foods like highly processed products, excessive sugar, heavy red meats, and artificial ingredients is like pouring sludge into a high-performance engine. It clogs your energetic channels, densifies your vibration, and literally grounds you in the heavy, slow frequencies of the 3D matrix. It makes it nearly impossible for the higher light codes to penetrate and integrate. You might experience this as extreme fatigue, brain fog, heightened anxiety, or a feeling of being completely disconnected from your intuition. This is not just about health, it is about spiritual receptivity. Food is information. Live, vibrant foods like fresh fruits, organic vegetables, nuts and seeds carry a high frequency of life force energy or prana. They cleanse your vessel and attune it to the higher frequencies pouring onto the planet. Dead, processed food carries a frequency of decay and stagnation. It literally makes your body a less hospitable place for your own spirit. Furthermore, and this is a serious warning, you must avoid all consciousness-altering substances, especially alcohol, during this 4-day window. Alcohol is known in shamanic traditions as a portal for lower astral entities. It creates temporary fractures and holes in your auric field, your spiritual immune system. During a potent gateway like this full moon, when the veil between worlds is exceptionally thin, consuming alcohol is like opening the front door of your home during a storm and inviting in whatever debris or entities are flying by. You become incredibly vulnerable to energetic attachments, psychic debris from others, and having your own life force energy siphoned. It disconnects you from your higher guidance system and plugs you directly into the collective emotional sludge. The temporary escape it offers is a trap, a lure to pull you off the high vibrational path and into the karmic mud. Instead of these substances, your focus should be on hydration and purification. Drink plenty of clean, filtered or structured water. Add lemon or chlorophyll to it to help alkalize and detoxify your system. Consider intermittent fasting, or even a 1-day liquid fast on the peak of the full moon, October 6th. If your body allows, treat your body like the sacred temple it is. You are preparing for the most important celestial ceremony of the year. You wouldn't wear muddy clothes to meet royalty. So why would you fill your sacred physical vessel with energetic sludge when you are about to receive a direct transmission from the divine? This choice, what you put into your body, is a profound statement to the universe about how much you value the sacred gift of your own life and your own spiritual evolution. Choose wisely, because the cosmos is taking notes, and your physical state will determine your spiritual altitude. We have secured the gateways of the spoken word and the physical temple, but now we must venture deeper into the battleground, where the war for your timeline will truly be won or lost. The temple of your mind. The third critical spiritual mistake you must avoid at all costs between October 6th and 9th is mindless scrolling and the consumption of negative information. Understand this with every fiber of your being. Your phone, your laptop, your television. These are not just devices, they are portals. They are scrying mirrors that can open a direct channel to the highest echelons of cosmic wisdom, or serve as a psychic sewer pipe, flooding your consciousness with the collective fear, outrage and despair of the 3D matrix. During this hyper-potent Aries full moon gateway, the portal you choose to open will have its frequency amplified 1,000-fold and imprinted directly onto your reality. The forces of the old paradigm know this. They have meticulously crafted a weapon of mass distraction and energetic vampirism. The algorithm. The endless scroll is not an accident. It is a spell, a hypnotic induction designed to bypass your conscious mind and plug your nervous system directly into the fear grid. It is engineered to elicit a reaction, to feed on your life force energy through outrage, shock and anxiety. Every time you are scrolling numbly, you are in a trance state. Your spiritual shields are down, and you are allowing foreign code, fear programs, lack programs, division programs to be downloaded directly into your subconscious operating system. This is the most insidious and effective trap of the Matrix, because it masquerades as connection and information, while it is, in fact, an act of profound isolation and energetic poisoning. Let's break down the quantum mechanics of this process, so you understand the gravity of the warning. Every news article, every social media post, every video thumbnail carries a specific energetic signature, a frequency. A headline about war, famine, or political corruption is not just information. It is a packet of low vibrational energy encoded with fear. When you focus your attention on it, you are not just reading, you are performing an energetic transaction. You are taking that dense, chaotic frequency and willingly integrating it into your own auric field. Your field then begins to resonate at that same frequency, and by the law of attraction, you become a magnet for circumstances, people, and events that match that vibration. You scroll through an hour of bad news, and you wonder why you suddenly feel hopeless, why you get a flat tire, why an unexpected bill appears. It is not a coincidence. You have just performed a powerful ritual of co-creating a reality of struggle and fear. During the October 6th to 9th window, this process is on steroids. The Aries blood moon is about radical self-actualization, the I am presence. Mindless scrolling is the ultimate act of spiritual abdication. It is the declaration of I am not here, I am lost in the noise. You are abandoning the throne of your own consciousness to become a passive consumer of programmed reality. Furthermore, this constant external stimulation actively calcifies your pineal gland, your third eye. The blue light from screens, combined with the low-frequency content, disrupts the delicate hormonal and energetic functions of this sacred gland, which is your personal antenna to the higher dimensions. It is your portal for intuitive downloads, for communication with your guides, and for perceiving the truth beyond the 3D illusion. The Matrix is trying to shut down your antenna so that the only signal you can receive is its broadcast of fear. You must not let this happen. This 4-day period requires you to become the fiercest guardian of your mental gates. So what is the antidote? You must embark on what I call a sacred information fast. For these 4 days, from the morning of October 6th to the evening of October 9th, you must make a conscious, disciplined choice to disconnect from all sources of mainstream news and all forms of mindless scrolling. This is not about ignorance. It is about wisdom. It is about recognizing that your energetic state is your most precious asset, and you will not allow it to be contaminated. Delete the news apps from your phone. Log out of social media platforms that trigger you. Inform your friends and family that you are on a digital retreat and will be less available. This is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of sacred service to your own soul's evolution. You are creating a pristine energetic container for the divine downloads and upgrades that are streaming towards you. Instead of filling your mind with the chaos of the world, you will fill it with frequencies of expansion and light. Replace the morning scroll with 5 minutes of silent meditation. Replace the evening news with listening to 528 Hz solfeggio frequencies for DNA repair and love. Replace the social media feed with a walk in nature, allowing your feet to touch the earth, and recalibrate your energy field with the grounding frequency of Gaia. Read books that nourish your soul. Journal about the reality you are calling into being. Sit in silence and simply listen to the whispers of your own heart. At first, this will feel challenging. Your nervous system, addicted to the dopamine hits of the algorithm, will scream for its fix. You will feel bored, restless, maybe even anxious. This is the withdrawal. This is the poison leaving your system. Breathe through it. Stay the course. By the second day, you will notice a profound shift. A clarity will emerge. Your intuition will become louder. You will feel a deep sense of peace and a quiet, unshakable power building within you. You will have unplugged from the fear matrix and plugged directly into the source of your own divine intelligence. This is how you pass the test. This is how you choose the timeline of sovereignty over the timeline of servitude. If you are ready to reclaim your mind, to purify your mental temple, and to protect your sacred focus from the psychic sludge of the matrix, I want you to pause right now and comment below. My mind is sobering. Declare it. Type those words as a sacred decree to the universe and a promise to yourself. Let this be the moment you cut the energetic cords to the algorithm of fear and reclaim your divine right to a clear and peaceful mind. Do it now and feel the immediate shift in your personal power. Now that you have secured the gates of your mind from the external invasion of low-frequency information, we must turn our attention to the more intimate and often more challenging battlefield, your personal energetic space. This brings us to the fourth and profoundly crucial mistake to avoid: neglecting your energetic sovereignty and sacred boundaries. Chosen ones, by your very nature, are empaths. You are cosmic tuning forks, designed to feel deeply and sense the energies around you. In a balanced, high-vibrational world, this is a beautiful gift. But in the dense and chaotic energy of the current 3D reality, especially during a volatile portal like this full moon, it can become your greatest vulnerability. Between October 6th and 9th, the veil is thin, not just to higher dimensions, but to the collective emotional body of humanity. The unprocessed fear, grief, anger, and anxiety of billions of people is not contained. It is leaking out, creating a kind of psychic smog that permeates everything. People who are not doing their inner work are walking around like emotional pressure cookers, venting their dense energy onto anyone who will listen or receive it. If you do not have strong, conscious, and fiercely maintained energetic boundaries, you will become a walking sponge for this collective pain. You will absorb it, mistake it for your own, and it will drag your frequency down into the mud, anchoring you to the very timelines of struggle you are trying to transcend. Energetic sovereignty is the recognition that your auric field, the luminous body of light that surrounds your physical form, is your sacred temple. It is your personal universe, and you, and only you, are the gatekeeper who decides what is allowed to enter. During this Aries blood moon, the universe is testing your commitment to yourself. Aries energy is the energy of sacred selfishness, not egoic selfishness that takes from others, but the profound self-honor that recognizes your own energy and well-being as your primary responsibility. To neglect your boundaries during this time is a deep act of self-betrayal, and the universe, as a perfect mirror, will respond by sending you more and more energy vampires, people and situations that drain your life force and disrespect your sovereignty. An energy vampire is anyone who consciously or unconsciously leaves you feeling depleted, heavy, anxious, or confused after an interaction. It could be the friend who only calls to dump their endless dramas on you without ever asking about your life. It could be the family member who uses guilt and manipulation to get what they want. It could be the coworker who thrives on gossip and negativity, pulling you into their low vibrational world. It could even be a partner who is emotionally dependent and siphons your light to regulate their own unstable emotions. Normally, these interactions are just tiring. But during this gateway, they are acts of soul fragmentation. Each time you allow your boundaries to be crossed, you are allowing a leak to be punctured in your auric field. Your precious life force energy, the very energy you need for manifestation, healing, and ascension, drains out, and the psychic smog of the other person's unprocessed trauma seeps in. You may suddenly feel exhausted for no reason, develop a tension headache, feel a wave of anxiety that isn't yours, or simply feel slimed and off-kilter. This is not your imagination. This is a psychic attack, and allowing it to happen is a choice. Therefore, your sacred task during these 4 days is to become a master of the holy no. The word no is not a rejection, it is an act of profound self-love. It is a complete sentence and one of the most powerful spiritual tools you possess. You must practice saying it without guilt, without justification. No, I am not available to listen to complaints right now. No, I cannot do that for you, as I am tending to my own needs. No, I will not engage in this dramatic conversation. You must become a ruthless curator of your time and your interactions. Screen your calls. Let texts go unanswered for a while. If you must be in a work environment or family situation that is energetically draining, you must prepare beforehand with a powerful shielding ritual. Before you leave your home each morning, close your eyes and visualize a brilliant shimmering bubble of golden or platinum light forming around your entire body, extending about 3 feet in every direction. See it as an impenetrable mirrored shield. Set the intention that this shield allows only love and high-frequency energy to pass through, while all lower frequencies, negativity, psychic debris, emotional dumping, and jealousy, are instantly reflected back to their source, transmuted into light. Hold this visualization for a few minutes until you can feel it solidify around you. This is not a fantasy. It is the conscious activation of your Merkaba, your light body. Throughout the day, if you feel your energy starting to dip, reaffirm the shield in your mind. Place a hand on your heart and whisper, I am sovereign, I am protected. If you have a particularly draining interaction, you must cleanse your field as soon as possible. Go to the bathroom, run cold water over your wrists, and visualize it washing away any energetic residue. When you get home, take a bath with Epsom salts and sea salt, which are powerful purifiers of the auric field. Smudge yourself with sage Palo Santo or copal, paying special attention to your back and the back of your neck where energetic attachments often latch on. These are not just woo-woo rituals, they are essential acts of psychic hygiene, as critical as brushing your teeth. By fiercely protecting your energy, you are sending a thunderous message to the universe. My well-being is sacred. My energy is my own. I am the sovereign ruler of my reality. This declaration of self-honor is precisely the frequency the Aries full moon is looking to amplify and reward. It is the master key to unlocking the timeline of empowerment, freedom, and divine purpose. Do not take this lightly. Your energy is your currency in the new earth. Protect it as the treasure it is. The stakes are higher than you can possibly imagine. Every choice to protect your energy, to honor your vessel, and to guard your mind, is a vote cast for your ascension. The final 3 mistakes we have yet to cover are the most subtle, the most deeply ingrained in our subconscious programming, and therefore the most critical to overcome. They deal with the mechanics of manifestation, the flow of divine abundance, and the release of your soul's deepest karmic patterns. If you feel the truth of this message resonating in your soul, and if you are ready to receive the final keys to navigate this monumental shift successfully, I need you to affirm your commitment. Comment I am ready for the keys below. Let this be your signal to your higher self that you are not turning back, that you are committed to seeing this journey through to its glorious conclusion. Your new reality awaits your command. We have now fortified the outer and inner temples of your being. You have committed to becoming the guardian of your words, the steward of your physical vessel, the sovereign of your mind, and the protector of your sacred energetic space. These 4 pillars create the foundation upon which your new 5D reality can be built. But now we must address the very process of creation itself. We move from defense to offense, from protection to deliberate manifestation. The final 3 mistakes are the most subtle, for they are woven into the very fabric of how we have been programmed to pursue our desires in the 3D matrix. They are traps of the spirit, hidden in plain sight, and they require a radical reorientation of your relationship with power, time, and the past. This is where the true masters are separated from the students. The Aries blood moon is not just a test of your resilience, it is a test of your wisdom. It is a final exam on the universal laws of co-creation, and your performance here will determine the ease, grace, and speed with which your soul's desires manifest for the remainder of this cycle. Let us now proceed with the utmost focus, for we are entering the heart of the labyrinth, where the greatest treasures and the most cunning illusions reside. The 5th critical mistake, a trap that countless awakening souls will fall into during this potent gateway, is attempting to force manifestations with 3D hustle energy. This is perhaps the most deceptive trap of all, because on the surface, it feels proactive, it feels powerful. The intense, fiery, pioneering energy of the Aries full moon screams action. Go. Create, conquer. And so many will interpret this as a cosmic command to push harder, to work longer, to control every variable, and to white-knuckle their desires into existence. They will make the frantic calls, send the desperate emails, overplan, overthink, and try to micromanage the universe. This, my dear chosen ones, is a profound misunderstanding of 5D creation, and it is a guaranteed recipe for burnout, frustration, and the manifestation of the very struggle you are trying to escape. This hustle and grind mentality is a program of the Matrix. It is rooted in the core wound of separation, the false belief that you are separate from the divine, that you are alone, and that you must single-handedly wrestle your desires from a stingy and reluctant universe. It is a frequency of lack, of distrust, and of deep unworthiness. When you operate from this energy, you are screaming a desperate prayer of "I don't have it yet, and I'm terrified I never will," into the cosmic field. The universe, being a perfect and impersonal mirror, has no choice but to reflect this frantic, fearful energy back to you by creating more obstacles, more delays, and more reasons for you to struggle. You are trying to build your dream house with the energetic bricks of desperation, and the structure will inevitably collapse upon itself. Let us examine the quantum physics of this spiritual law. Your desired reality, be it abundant health, soulmate love, or divine purpose, already exists as a fully formed energetic potential in the quantum field. It is a specific frequency, a unique vibrational signature. Your only job is to become an energetic match to that reality. It is not about chasing it. It is about attuning to it. It is about embodying the feeling of already having it so completely that the quantum field has no choice but to collapse that potential into your physical experience. 3D hustle energy is the polar opposite of this state. It is the frequency of not having. It is the vibration of the chase, the struggle, the climb. Therefore, by engaging in it, you are becoming a perfect energetic match for more chasing, more struggle, and more climbing. You are locking yourself into the process of trying, rather than the reality of arriving. The amplified Aries energy will pour gasoline on this fire. If you push against the universe during this gateway, the universe will push back with the force of a battering ram, leaving you exhausted, defeated, and convinced that your dreams are impossible. This is the test. The universe is asking you, do you trust me? Do you trust that what is meant for you is already yours? Or will you fall back into the illusion that you must bleed for your blessings? The divine antidote to this poison of forceful manifestation is the practice of aligning with inspired action and embracing the sacred pause. This is the art of 5D creation. Inspired action feels completely different from the desperate striving of hustle. It feels light, exciting, and effortless. It doesn't come from your logical mind trying to figure out the how. It comes as a sudden intuitive nudge, a creative idea that drops in during a moment of peace, a synchronous opportunity that appears out of nowhere. It feels less like work and more like play. It carries the energy of flow, of being pulled by the current of your destiny rather than frantically swimming against it. To access this state of flow, you must first master the sacred pause. During this 4-day window, you must consciously create moments of stillness and silence where you do nothing but receive. Instead of filling every moment with a to-do list, you will sit in meditation and simply ask your higher self, "What is the next most aligned step for me?" And then you will listen. The answer may not come in words. It may come as a feeling, an image, a sudden urge to call a specific person, or the impulse to visit a certain place. This is your divine guidance system speaking. This is the universe handing you the next breadcrumb on the path. Your only job is to trust that nudge and take that one simple, joyful step, without worrying about the 10 steps that come after it. This process requires a profound level of surrender. It requires you to release your ego's need for control, and your mind's addiction to certainty. One of the most powerful rituals you can perform during this full moon is a ritual of sacred release. Take a piece of paper and write down your most heartfelt desire in beautiful detail. Feel the emotions of having it now, the joy, the peace, the gratitude. Fold the paper, and then in a safe and sacred space, preferably outdoors under the moonlight, you will burn it. As you watch the paper turn to ash and smoke, you will state aloud, "I release this desire to the wisdom of the universe. I release my attachment to the timing and the outcome. I trust that what is for my highest good is on its way to me now. In the most miraculous and joyful way, I am open to receive." This act of burning is a powerful alchemical symbol. You are transmuting your desire from a dense cognitive construct in your mind into a free-flowing energetic request in the quantum field. You are letting go of your white-knuckled grip and opening your hands to receive. This act of faith, of profound trust in the divine flow, is the highest frequency of creation. It is the master key that bypasses all struggle and unlocks the timeline of effortless manifestation and grace. This is the true power of the Aries I am presence, not "I am forcing this to happen," but "I am a worthy and patient co-creator with the divine, and I am ready to receive my good." If you are ready to release the struggle, to let go of the need to control, and to step into the divine flow of effortless co-creation, I want you to anchor this profound shift in your being right now. Comment below with the sacred decree, "I trust in divine timing." Let these words be a prayer, a mantra, and a declaration of your faith. Feel the tension release from your shoulders as you type it. You are handing your burdens over to the universe, and in doing so you are finally making space for your miracles to arrive. Now, with our creative energy aligned with the divine flow of trust and surrender, we must address the final anchor that keeps so many brilliant souls tethered to the past, preventing them from ever truly stepping into their new timeline. This is the sixth, and perhaps most emotionally resonant, mistake to avoid: reopening old karmic doors and re-engaging with energetic ghosts. This full moon in Aries, squaring the nodes of fate, is a cosmic pressure washer for your soul. Its purpose is to bring all of your unfinished business, your unhealed wounds, and your completed soul contracts to the surface for one final review. It is a spiritual graduation ceremony. You will find that memories, feelings, and even people from your past will begin to surface with an uncanny intensity during this October 6th to 9th window. You might have a vivid dream about an ex-partner you haven't thought about in years. You might feel a sudden, inexplicable wave of grief or anger related to a childhood event. You might get a text message out of the blue from an old friend with whom you had a falling out. These are not random occurrences. These are energetic echoes from your old timeline, appearing now as a final test from your higher self. The test is simple, but it is not easy. The universe is asking, are you truly done with this energy? Have you learned the lesson? Or will you allow this ghost to pull you back into the tomb of your past? Re-engaging with these karmic echoes is a catastrophic spiritual error during this gateway. To re-engage means to give these ghosts your life force energy. It means re-energizing the very energetic patterns you have worked so hard to dissolve. When you receive that text from the ex and you allow yourself to spiral into nostalgia, anger, or what-ifs, you are not just reminiscing, you are actively plugging an energetic cord from your present moment back into that dead timeline. You are taking your precious creative power, which is meant to be building your future, and using it to reanimate a corpse. When that old feeling of unworthiness from a past failure washes over you, and you indulge it, believe it, and allow it to dictate your mood, you are reinforcing the neural pathways and energetic grooves of that limitation, making it a more probable future reality. Each time you reopen one of these doors, you are telling the universe, I am not ready to move on, I still identify with this pain. I am still available for this lesson. The universe, in its infinite love, will then be obliged to send you more experiences to match that declaration, trapping you in a repeating karmic loop that can last for years. This is how people get stuck. They come right to the threshold of a massive breakthrough, and then at the final moment, they are tempted by the familiar comfort of their old pain, and they turn back. This full moon is that threshold. The ghosts will come calling. Your task is not to fight them, not to ignore them, but to bless them, release them, and keep walking forward without looking back. The sacred practice to master this test is what I call the art of neutral observation and conscious completion. When a memory, an emotion, or a person from your past appears in your field, your first step is to become the neutral observer. Do not merge with the feeling. Do not become the story. Instead, witness it as if you were watching a cloud pass in the sky. Acknowledge its presence without judgment. You can say to yourself, there is the memory of that heartbreak. I see it. I acknowledge the pain it once caused me. By doing this, you disarm it. You take away its power over you, because you are no longer identifying with it, you are simply observing it. The second step is conscious completion. You must perform a clear ritual to formally close the energetic contract and cut the cord. This is a non-negotiable act of spiritual hygiene. One of the most effective methods is a cord-cutting visualization. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring the person, situation, or memory to mind. See them in front of you. Then look down and see the energetic cords that connect you. They may look like ropes, tubes, or threads of light or darkness, extending from your solar plexus or heart to theirs. Thank this person or situation for the lessons they brought you, no matter how painful. You can say aloud, I honor the role you played in my journey. I have learned the lessons I needed to learn. Our soul contract is now complete. Then visualize a pair of brilliant golden scissors in your hand. With a clear and firm intention, see yourself cutting through every single cord. As the cords are severed, watch them retract back to you and back to the other person, dissolving into light. Finally, visualize yourself surrounded in a healing pink or green light, sealing your auric field and reclaiming all of your scattered energy. You must declare, I call all of my power and all of my energy back to me now, cleansed and purified, from all people, places, times and dimensions. I am whole, I am free. This is not just a visualization, it is a powerful act of quantum surgery. You are consciously rewriting the energetic agreements that have bound you to your past. You are declaring your freedom on a soul level. This act of release is the final key that unlocks the door to your new timeline. You cannot walk into your future while you are still carrying the baggage of your past. You cannot build a new world on a foundation of old grief. This Aries full moon is your moment of final severance. It is your opportunity to consciously choose your freedom. It is a graduation from the school of your past traumas. Do not dishonor your healing journey by re-engaging with the final exam questions you have already answered. The future is calling to you, but its voice can only be heard when you are no longer listening to the echoes of the past. The choice, as always, is yours. Rise to the occasion, chosen one. Your liberation is at hand. You have navigated the traps of the mind and the heart, of manifestation and memory. But there is one final mistake, one that underpins all the others. It is the one that will determine the very nature of your reality, not just for these 4 days, but for the rest of your life. It is the mistake of forgetting who you truly are. We will address this final ultimate key to unlocking your divine potential in the conclusion of this sacred transmission. Your journey is almost complete. Stay the course. You have done the profound and courageous work of releasing the past and surrendering control. You have burned the letters, cut the cords, and handed the reins of your desire over to the infinite wisdom of the cosmos. You have stepped out of the raging river of 3D hustle and onto the quiet banks of divine trust. But now, you find yourself standing in a place that can be for many the most terrifying and confusing part of the entire spiritual journey, the sacred void. After the great release, there is often not an immediate flash of light or a sudden manifestation. Instead, there is a pause, a silence, an unnerving stillness where nothing seems to be happening at all. The old has been cleared away, but the new has not yet visibly arrived. This brings us to a hidden intermediary mistake that is absolutely critical to avoid during this gateway, a trap that preys upon the faithful right before their miracle arrives, mistaking the sacred void for evidence of failure. This is the universe's final, most subtle test of your faith, and it is where so many turn back just inches from the finish line. Your ego, your logical mind, has been trained for a world of cause and effect, action and reaction. It is a problem-solving machine that detests a vacuum. When it perceives silence and stillness, its internal programming screams, "It's not working. You did it wrong. The universe has abandoned you. You need to do something." This is the moment when doubt, like a venomous serpent, begins to creep back into the sacred garden of your consciousness. You might find yourself tempted to check up on that ex-partner you just cut cords with, just to see if the ritual worked. You might feel a frantic urge to go back to the 3D hustle, to start pushing and forcing things again because the quiet feels too much like stagnation. You mistake the cosmic pause for a cosmic rejection. You interpret the germination phase, happening invisibly in the dark soil of the quantum field, as proof that the seed is dead. To fall for this illusion is to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Let's be clear about what is truly occurring on an energetic level during this sacred pause. This void is not empty. It is pregnant with all potential. It is the womb of creation. When you performed your rituals of release and surrender, you sent a powerful new energetic signal out into the quantum field. The universe received this signal and is now in a state of profound recalibration on your behalf. Imagine it as a grand celestial stage crew, silently and invisibly rearranging the entire set of your reality. It is moving people, aligning opportunities, clearing old obstacles, and preparing the path for your desire to manifest in its most perfect form. This divine orchestration cannot happen in the loud, chaotic energy of your old reality. It requires a space of stillness. Your old timeline has dematerialized, and the new one is crystallizing. This void is the necessary buffer zone, the quantum gap between frequencies. While you may see nothing, everything is happening. Your only job during this phase is the most challenging spiritual discipline of all: to hold the frequency of faith in the face of absolute zero external evidence. Therefore, your sacred task between October 6th and 9th, especially after you have done your release work, is to become a guardian of the void. You must protect this sacred silence from the contamination of your own doubt. Your primary practice becomes radical presence and non-attached joy. Instead of looking for signs and worrying about the when, you must anchor yourself ferociously in the now. The question to ask is not, "When is my manifestation coming?" The question to ask is, "Who would I be, and what would I be doing right now, if I had absolute, unshakable faith that my miracle was guaranteed?" The version of you who knows their abundance is coming isn't anxiously checking their bank account. They are out enjoying a walk in nature, appreciating the free beauty of the world. The version of you who knows their soulmate is on the way isn't desperately swiping on dating apps. They are cultivating a beautiful relationship with themselves, filling their own cup with so much love that it naturally overflows. You must begin to live in the end emotionally, not as an act of pretending, but as an act of profound energetic alignment. Fill the void not with anxiety, but with the very feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you desire peace, cultivate peace in your heart right now, in the silence. If you desire joy, find something, anything, to be joyful about right now. This is how you magnetize your desire out of the void and into your reality. You become the vibrational tuning fork, and the universe has no choice but to bring you the instrument that matches your song. Do not collapse in this final crucial phase. Trust the silence. Honor the pause. It is the sacred darkness of the womb, just before the glorious moment of birth. To anchor your commitment to this profound act of trust, to declare to the universe that you will not falter in the face of silence, go to the comments and affirm with all your heart, "I trust the sacred void." Let this be your mantra for these holy days. Let it be the shield that protects your faith from the arrows of your own doubt. By embracing this pause, by honoring this sacred emptiness, you are proving to the cosmos that you are truly ready to receive. You are passing the final test of faith and preparing the pristine energetic ground for the ultimate realization that awaits you, the truth that underpins all creation, the truth of who you truly are. We have journeyed together through the treacherous yet sacred terrain of this monumental full moon gateway. We have erected 6 pillars of spiritual fortitude, creating a fortress of light around your being. You have committed to mastering your speech, purifying your physical temple, guarding the sovereignty of your mind, fiercely protecting your energetic boundaries, surrendering the struggle of forced manifestation, and consciously completing the karmic contracts of your past. Each of these commitments is a golden key, and together they have unlocked 6 of the 7 seals that stand between you and the timeline of your highest destiny. If you have done this work, if you have truly integrated these principles into your consciousness, you are already vibrating at a frequency far above the sleeping masses. You are already glowing with a light that is palpable in the unseen realms. But there remains one final seal, one ultimate gateway. The 7th and final mistake is, without question, the most foundational, the most profound, and the most devastating if made. It is the root from which all other spiritual errors grow. It is the master program of the 3D matrix, the original spell of separation that has held humanity in bondage for millennia. To succumb to this final trap during the October 6th to 9th window is to invalidate all the other work you have done. It is to arrive at the finish line and then willingly turn around and walk back to the start. The 7th critical mistake you must avoid at all costs is forgetting your divinity and operating from the consciousness of the small self. Let this truth penetrate every cell, every atom of your being. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a divine, eternal, multi-dimensional being of infinite light and power, having a temporary and illusory human experience. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of circumstance. You are not a small, fragile ego fighting for survival in a hostile world. You are a fractal of God, a spark of the infinite creative consciousness, endowed with the same power that births galaxies and ignites suns. This is not poetry. This is not a metaphor. This is the literal, quantum, undeniable truth of your existence. The entire matrix, the entire 3D game, was designed with one primary objective: to make you forget this truth. It has used every tool at its disposal, religion, science, education, media, trauma, to convince you that you are small, that you are powerless, that you are separate from your source, and that you must look outside of yourself for salvation, for validation, and for power. The small self is the ego construct that believes this lie. It is the voice in your head that whispers of doubt, fear, and unworthiness. It is the part of you that feels like a victim, that compares itself to others, that worries about the future and regrets the past. It is the identity you have been programmed to believe is you, but it is not you. It is a costume. It is a program. And the Aries blood moon is your divine mandate to burn that costume to ash and step into the radiant, naked truth of your divine I Am presence. To operate from the consciousness of the small self during this gateway is to commit spiritual suicide. It is to willingly hand the keys of your kingdom over to the court jester. When you worry about money, you are operating from the small self. forgetting that you are an infinite channel for the divine abundance of the universe. When you feel lonely and seek validation from another, you are operating from the small self, forgetting that you are eternally and completely one with all of creation, a vessel of divine love itself. When you fear the future or feel paralyzed by indecision, you are operating from the small self, forgetting that you are a sovereign creator, capable of collapsing any potential reality from the quantum field through the sheer power of your focused intention and elevated emotion. Every act of doubt, every moment of fear, every feeling of victimhood is a prayer for more limitation. It is a declaration to the universe that you are choosing the timeline of the small self, and the universe, in its infinite obedience, will rearrange itself to confirm that limited reality for you. The energies between October 6th and 9th are so potent, so instantaneous in their creative power, that even a few hours spent wallowing in the consciousness of the small self can crystallize into months or even years of struggle. You cannot afford a single moment of this spiritual amnesia. This is the final battle, the battle between the illusion of who you have been told you are and the truth of who you have always been. So how do you win this battle? How do you maintain the consciousness of your divinity when every external circumstance and every internal program is screaming at you to forget? The antidote is the conscious and relentless practice of remembrance and embodiment. This is not a passive belief. It is an active, moment-to-moment choice. It is a discipline of the highest order. The first step is to create a ritual of remembrance that you will perform every single morning during this 4-day window, without fail, before you do anything else. Before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, you will sit in silence. Place a hand on your heart, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. You will then speak the following 5 sacred decrees aloud, feeling the truth of them resonate through your entire body. First, I am a divine and sovereign being of light. Feel the power in these words. Second, I am the conscious creator of my reality. Acknowledge your role as the artist of your life. Third, all the resources I need are flowing to me now with ease and grace. Connect to the feeling of infinite support. Fourth, I am guided, protected, and loved by the universe in every moment. Feel the embrace of the divine around you. And fifth, everything is always working out for my highest good. Anchor yourself in a state of profound trust. This is not just an affirmation practice. This is a recalibration. You are consciously choosing your operating system for the day. You are choosing the divine self over the small self. The second part of the practice is embodiment. Throughout the day, you must become a detective of your own consciousness. Your mission is to catch the small self the moment it tries to take the wheel. The small self operates through your emotions. The moment you feel a contraction, a knot of anxiety in your stomach, a tightness of fear in your chest, a flush of anger in your face, that is your signal. That is the alarm bell telling you that you have momentarily forgotten who you are and have slipped into the small self's program. In that exact moment, you must perform a pattern interrupt. Stop everything you are doing. Take one deep, conscious breath. Place your hand on the part of your body where you feel the contraction and say either silently or aloud, I see you, but you are not me. I choose again. Then you must immediately pivot your focus to something that elicits a feeling of gratitude or beauty. It can be anything. Look out the window and marvel at the shape of a cloud. Think of a person you love and send them a wave of appreciation. Recall a happy memory. Hum your favorite song. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is not ignoring your feelings. This is a profound act of quantum alchemy. You are consciously refusing to feed the low-frequency emotion with your attention, and you are deliberately choosing to generate a high-frequency emotion instead. You are changing your vibrational channel by force of will. Doing this once is powerful. Doing it 10, 20, 50 times a day during this gateway is life-altering. You are actively retraining your nervous system and your energetic field to default to the frequency of your divine self rather than the frequency of your programmed ego. You are building the muscle of divinity. Each time you choose gratitude over fear, trust over worry, love over judgment. You are casting another vote for the 5D timeline. You are literally building the bridge to your new reality, one conscious choice at a time. This chosen one is the ultimate secret. Ascension is not a destination you arrive at. It is a state of being you choose, over and over and over again, in every single now moment. The Aries blood moon is simply a cosmic magnifying glass, amplifying the power and consequence of that choice. It is a final exam, yes, but it is an open book test, and the answer to every question is always the same. I am. So when the illusion of lack appears, what is the answer? I am abundance. When the ghost of heartbreak appears, what is the answer? I am divine love. When the chaos of the world tries to instill fear, what is the answer? I am eternal peace and unshakable sovereignty. This is your work. This is your power. This is your path. There is nothing outside of you that can save you, and there is nothing outside of you that can harm you, for you are everything. You are the dreamer and the dream. During these 4 sacred days, you must live this truth with every breath. Walk as the God and Goddess you are. Speak as the Creator you are. Love as the divine essence you are. Do not let the world convince you, even for a second, that you are anything less. The small self will die 1,000 deaths during this process. Let it. Grieve its passing if you must, but do not cling to its ashes. For from those ashes, the phoenix of your true divine self is waiting to be reborn. This is your resurrection. This is your homecoming. We have reached the end of this sacred transmission. The 7 keys have been given. The 7 traps have been revealed. The path has been illuminated. The rest, my dear chosen one, is up to you. The knowledge is not enough. It is the application, the embodiment, the moment-to-moment choice that will carve your new reality into being. The universe is holding its breath, waiting to see what you will choose. Your higher self, your guides, your entire soul family are standing on the other side of this gateway, cheering you on, ready to welcome you home into a reality more beautiful than your mind can currently comprehend. Do not let them down. More importantly, do not let yourself down. You have trained for this moment over lifetimes. Everything you have ever experienced, every challenge you have overcome, has been in preparation for this. You are ready. You are worthy. You are powerful beyond measure. As a final act of commitment, a final declaration to the cosmos of the choice you are making, I want you to perform one last ritual with me. I want you to go to the comments section below, and with all the power, conviction, and love in your heart, I want you to type the 2 most powerful words in the universe, the ultimate answer to every question, the master key to all creation. Type, I am air. Do not add anything to it. Just those 2 words. I am air. Feel the infinite potential contained within them. Feel the truth of them vibrating in your soul. Let this be your seal, your signature, your final vote for the timeline of your divinity. And as you hit post, know that you are joining a global tribe of awakened creators, a grid of light that is anchoring this new 5D consciousness onto the planet. Your single declaration of I am air becomes a note in a planetary symphony of awakening. Thank you for answering the call. Thank you for your courage. And thank you for choosing to remember. Go forth and create miracles. The gateway is now open. I will see you on the other side.